Hello students, in today's class I will be doing a revision of Excel, and this time we will not be doing again a practical application. We will concentrate more on the theoretical aspects which you may have forgotten because we've done it quite some time back. So since we have finished most of the portion, in fact, we have finished everything except for number systems, which we are currently doing in the live sessions. So, in today's session, we will be doing a revision of both the chapters of Excel, which you have in your syllabus. Okay, so let us begin with that. I will not be giving you a demonstration in most of the things like I had done previously, but we will be dealing with more of the theoretical aspects which you need to remember the points of the chapter. Okay, we'll begin with the chapter 5 first. Okay. Okay. Now, the introduction of the Excel software. Okay, so in this chapter you will be having an introduction to Excel. You will learn how to start Excel. What is the difference between a workbook and a worksheet? What are the components of a worksheet? How do you move around an Excel worksheet? Entering the data in the Excel worksheet. What are the different data types? Performing calculations and working with worksheet. How do you work with the worksheet and saving a workbook? Okay, so these are the learning objectives of your class 5, chapter 5. Okay, now what is a spreadsheet? Basically, a spreadsheet is a software which is an application for organizing, analyzing, storing your data in a organized way, in a tabular form. Okay, tabular form means like a table. Okay, and not only that, because that you can do even in Word. Okay, but here what is special is that along with the organization of your data, calculation of any types is very easy using Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so even if you have a large amount of data, calculations in a spreadsheet would be very easy, because as we have seen, this is a revision, so all of you have an idea of how to work in an Excel worksheet. You have seen that in most of the cases, we were, even when wanted to calculate something, we used to put the formula only for one particular cell. Okay, and then for the remaining all the entries, we used to just copy that formula down, and it used to give the answers automatically like magic. Okay, so basically the main idea of using a spreadsheet is where you need a lot of calculations. Okay, so you can say it is like a very big calculator. Excel is like a very big calculator. Okay, so this is the benefit of using Excel. Now coming to the next one, what are the features of Excel? So formulas and functions make the calculations very easily. Automatic recalculation of data is there. What do we mean by automatic recalculation of data? Meaning, even if I have put a formula and it has given me the answer, and if I were to change the data on which that formula was dependent, if I change the data, the answer in the formula changes automatically. So there is automatic recalculation of your data. Okay, so that is a very useful feature of Excel. Uh, Excel has a very rich formatting features to improve the appearance of the data. So we have, in the last few weeks, we have done so many types of examples we have done already. You people have made these worksheets. Okay. So you have seen that in each worksheet which we had made, we used to format it, and we could do merging of the cells. We could uh, do alignments. Okay, you can increase the font, you can make the cell column height and the row width, column width and the row height you can change, and you can do all these sorts of formatting features are available in Excel, which allows you to make your spreadsheet look very presentable. Okay, then you have learned in the next chapter you will be learning the autofill feature. Okay, so you have already learned that actually. So you know that in using autofill, how quickly you can fill in a range of data, series. If you want any type of a series, you can quickly fill it in. You can fill in days of the month, week, or the month names, even custom made names. You can create a list and fill in that data quickly. We have learned all that. We'll be doing a revision today. Okay, so you can also have, it has features like a graphical representation of data. So you can represent the data in the form of a chart or a graph very quickly in Excel. So these are the features of Excel. This making a chart of in Excel you will be learning only in standard 8th. So you will not be learning it this year. And you will also be learning how to quickly retrieve some data. Like if you have a huge lot of data there and you want to quickly find something, you can use the filter feature, which again you will be learning in standard 7, in 8th, and even the sort features you will be learning in standard 8. But these are the features of Excel which make it very, very useful software in any office. Okay, now starting MS Excel. When you start MS Excel, you see a screen like this. Okay, and how do you start MS Excel? You click on start all programs, then you click on MS Office, MS Excel 2010, or you may also have a shortcut key on the desktop wherein when you click it will start. Now when you start, you will see a blank workbook like this. Okay, and on the top you can see it is written over there book 1. So because this is called a book 1, because the file of Excel is known as a workbook. Now a workbook can have many such individual pages, and each page is called a worksheet. So a workbook is like a notebook which has a lot of individual um, pages, and those pages are called worksheets. Or you can also call a workbook like a folder where the individual worksheets or pages are filed. Okay, so the collection of all your worksheets into one file, that would be a workbook. Okay, and the default name given to the workbook is book 1. Okay, just like in Word, when you start a new document, it by default it gives a, in the title bar you see over there, it shows over there document 1. Just like that in Excel, when you start a new workbook, it will show over there book 1. Okay, and now let's come to what is a worksheet. So the file created in Excel is called workbook. The workbook is like a notebook which consists of a number of pages which are called worksheets. Okay, a worksheet is a grid-like area made up of rows and columns where you can enter and work with the data. Now, what is a worksheet? We have been working on a worksheet only all this while. Okay, so by default, a workbook has 3 worksheets, and those worksheets at the bottom of the screen you can see, and they are known as sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3. They are default. By default, you have 3, but you can add more number of any number of worksheets you can add in that workbook. Okay, so you can do that. Then what are the worksheet basics? Okay, so when you start Excel, I'll just show it to you. See, when you start Excel, you see a screen like this. Okay, you see a screen like this. Now in this screen, you can see over here, this is the book 1 over here, this is the menu bar here. Okay, this is the ribbon, and this is the formula bar here, and below the formula bar you can see this A B C D E F G H I. Now this is, you may think it is till Z, but it is not till Z, it goes much beyond that. Okay, like for instance, if you go beyond this till after Z, it begins with A B A C till AZ. Now what do you think after AZ will be? Again it will begin with BA BB BC BD and so on. So you may wonder till where does this end? So you would say ZZ? No, it goes beyond that also. So beyond ZZ, you have AAB, AAC till AAZ. Then AB. It's huge. The number of columns are too many. Okay. So we will come to the exact column, number of columns and rows also over here. So you can see this is the last column which is there, that is except D. And total you have approximate the number of columns are 10 lakhs 48,576, and the last column would be except D. Okay, so you have this many columns, and how many rows? Rows are the vertical things. So you have over here, you can see in the worksheet, these are numbered 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. These are the rows. Okay, these are columns, the letters are the columns, the columns are labeled with letters. Okay, and the rows are labeled with numbers. And these, the last one, if you go to see, this is having 10 lakh 48,576 rows, and you have 16,000. I made a mistake in the previous this. You have this is slightly wrong over here. This should be rows and this is columns. Okay, so you have this many rows and this many columns here. Okay, so you have 16,384 such columns over here, and 10,048 sorry 10 lakhs 48,000 uh, 576 rows are there. Okay, so this is how it is. Now if you see, when the rows and the columns are intersecting between each other, then you have these small boxes which are called the cells. Okay, so these are the basics of Excel. Now coming back to the PPT. Okay, so worksheet consists of 10 lakh 48,576 rows and 16,384 columns. Columns are represented with alphabets on the top up to except D. Rows are represented by numbers on the left. Okay, and the intersection of the rows and the columns are form a box which is known as a cell. Okay, now every cell that is there in the worksheet is a combination of the column letter. It has an address, and that address is the combination of the column letter and the row number. So for example, A1 or AA56. Okay, so this is the cell address. Okay, now inside a particular cell, like see this intersection forms a box over here, and inside the cell you can type anything. Now you can see this box is so small here, but you can type a lot of content here. Suppose if I say Indian Education Society Orion, and I write ICSC. Okay, now these are quite, like see, when I'm writing this over here, it is extending beyond this also, like it has gone to the next column, it has overflowed in the next column. If I type something in the next column, suppose if I type my name here, so you will find that only 8 letters are displayed over there and the remaining are not there. That doesn't mean it is cutting it off. It is still stored in that cell. Only thing is it is not displaying it right now because that much space is not available. You can see in the formula bar over here, it is displaying the entire content over there. Okay, so very soon you'll be learning how to increase the column width also. Okay, so basically every cell you can you can type up to 32,767 characters in each cell. Okay, so that's a huge amount of data that we can store in an Excel file. Okay, now coming to a components of a worksheet. Okay, so I have already explained to you what is a cell, what is a cell address. Now what is an active cell? Active cell is the cell where the dark border is. Like see, whenever I have clicked on a particular cell, there is one cell which will have a dark border, and that address is always displayed in the name box here. This is the name box here, and the cell address of that. See, we are on column Q and row 8. So Q8 is written over here. Okay. So the address of the active cell is always written in the name box. Okay. So the active cell is the one in which the cursor is currently. Okay. Then you have a range. I will explain to you what is a range very soon. Ranges are used basically when we are entering a formula. I just explained to you the name box. Okay. Now the formula bar is going to contain whatever is the content of our, when I'm typing something, it appears in two places. One, it will appear in the formula bar, and second, it will appear in the cell where I was typing. So suppose if I type over here Nazima. So it is appearing in the formula bar also over here, and it is also displaying as a content here. But remember, what it displays in the cell over here is not exactly how Excel has stored the data. How Excel has stored the data, that you, if you want to see, you should see in the formula bar over here. Okay. So this you will understand when you start doing formulas. You will realize that over here the answer of the formula comes, but the actual formula itself you will be able to see in the formula bar here. Okay. So this is what you need to remember. Now, coming to the next component is the column headings. The A, B, C, D, all that is called the column headings, and the row headings are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, on the left side. And the status bar is this one. This is the status bar over here. Okay, which will display all the worksheets which are there. Whenever I want to add a worksheet, I click on the plus sign here. Okay, so I can add new worksheets over here. Now, one thing you got to remember is what I am showing you here is not Excel app. It is basically, I am using Office 365 in which I am using the Excel app. So in my Excel, those of you who are also using Office 365 may find that you are not getting default three worksheets. You are getting only one worksheet over there called sheet 1. You don't get three. But the Excel software by itself, MS Excel, in that you will find that there are three worksheets by default, and you can add as many worksheets as you want in that. Okay. Now coming to the next slide. Okay. Now this is the how the Excel components of a worksheet. What you need to know what each part is called. Okay. So you're coming to, you know, that this is the quick access toolbar. This is the title bar over here. Okay. This is the tab list over here. It is also known as the menu bar. Okay. Where all, when you click on a particular tab, then all the ribbon groups changes according to on which tab you are. Okay. And these are the buttons of the menu tab over here. Okay. Then you also have, this is sign in is there, because this is my MS Office Microsoft this. Here you have the ribbon options are displayed here. Okay. You have the minimize, maximize and close button here. Now you can see over here this white portion over here. This is called a ribbon, in which you have all these different groups. Okay. So you have clipboard, font, alignment, numbers, style, cells. All these are the different groups. And below that you have the name box here, and you have the formula bar here. Okay. Now in the formula bar, uh, whatever you have written in the active cell, that will be displayed in the formula bar over there. Okay. Now these are the row numbers and these are the column header. Okay. Now coming to, this is the sheet. This is the individual uh, cell is there, in which all these cells will have a cell address. The cell address will be displayed in the name box over here. Okay. So these are the scroll buttons for the worksheet tabs. So if as you just saw, the worksheet is quite huge. So when you want to scroll on the right side, you can use the scroll bar, or you can even use the arrow keys to navigate your worksheet. Okay. So let us go on to the next part. Now, so this is an example over here. With an example, I'm showing it to you. So when I have, you can see this is my active cell. So here the answer is displayed 139.4. But actually the formula of this B11 is written here is equal to sum B5 to B8, that is displayed over here. Okay, then you have, coming to this is the formula here. This is the vertical okay, columns are vertical and rows are horizontal. Now coming to a cell containing a label. Okay, so this is a cell containing a label. This is a cell containing a number entry. Now these are the data types. What type of data you can enter inside your Excel sheet. So you can enter labels, you can enter text, labels or text, or you can enter numbers, or you can enter formula. Okay, so this is what you can do. Now coming to the next part. um, Okay, the types of data, as I just said, you can enter numbers or dates, text and formula over here. So types of 0 to 9 characters, like, so the text data can contain alphabets, it can contain numbers, it can contain any other characters like this. Okay, and numbers can only contain 0 to 9, and and the operators. Okay, so you can contain these, and the date and time is also stored as a number in Excel. Now you can do a lot of date arithmetic also in Excel. Okay, and numbers are by default aligned to the right, and text data is aligned to the left, and text data can contain numbers, spaces and special characters. Okay, when you use even a number as a text, you cannot use it as a calculation, and text data is aligned to the left. Okay, so we have also seen in the previous, when we were doing Excel, we saw that if you want to write some special numbers, like for example, suppose if you want to write 001, so 001, when you will type in the Excel sheet, it will only display 1. It will not display 001. Okay. So if you want to display it as a 001, you will have to display it as a text. And to do that, you can put an apostrophe. I'll just demonstrate it to you. Okay. So for example, like see, suppose if I type over here in a cell, if I type over here 001 and I press enter, actually, it, when I type a leading zero, if it's a number entry, it will truncate it. It will remove the leading zeros and will just give me a 1 there. But if I want to display the 001, I should put an apostrophe and then type 001. So in that case, it will take it as a label, it will take it as a text entry. So for example, suppose if I put an apostrophe here, single apostrophe, and I type over there 001 and press enter. Now as you can see, it is showing me the 001 because it is not a numeric entry. It is taking it as a text entry. Okay, and how do I know that it is taken it as a text entry? There are two indications. One indication is that it has aligned this data to the left of the cell. Okay, second indication is that if you look in the number group over here, on top it is showing it as a general entry over there. Okay, so this is how it will do. Now coming to the next part over here. Okay, so okay, formulas in Excel would be whenever you type a formula in Excel, you are supposed to always begin it uh, with the equal to sign. Okay, so you will always begin it with the equal to sign, and the formulas which are there, okay, they can be, if you are creating the formula yourself, that becomes a it becomes a user entered formula. Okay, and if there is a predefined formula in Excel, that is known as a function. Okay, so you have learned functions like sum, max, minimum, count, all those are functions. Okay, now, okay, we have covered all this. Now coming to when you want, you can rename a worksheet, you can add a new worksheet, you can remove a worksheet, you can save a worksheet with an extension. Okay. Now these are some quick navigation keys which you can memorize. Like for example, you have control tab if you want to, if there are 2 3 worksheets open. Like for example, if there are more than one worksheet open, then you can navigate between them using the control tab. Okay, and coming to the control page down and control page up keys over here. So that will basically take you to the next worksheet and the previous worksheet, control page down and control page up. Okay, then you have the control arrow keys. You can move left, right, and all that. I have demonstrated you this. You can just look at this and practice it using an open Excel worksheet. So you will have an idea of exactly how to use these navigation keys. I'll just demonstrate it to you here in the Excel sheet over here. Now you can see over here, see if I use page down, simple page down. So you can see over here, when I press a page down, it is going to the next page down. Okay, and page up is taking me one page up. Now if I press control, if I press alt and page down, it takes me one slide on the right hand side, and alt and page up will take me one slide to the left. Okay, so just like I have page up and page down vertically, like this horizontally, if I want to move, I can press alt and page down, page up. Okay, then we had learned the control and the home key that will take you always to the A1 cell. Okay, and you may use the control and the arrow keys also. Control and the right arrow key will take you to the, it'll span across all the empty cells and go to the first written cell. Now in this case, since nothing may be written, it'll go, see it takes me here. Okay, like see, when I go to home and I say control and right arrow key, since nothing is written, it takes me to the last cell over there, that is XFD. Okay, similarly, if I press control and left arrow key, it will take me to the leftmost, but in between, if something was there, suppose if there was something written over here, suppose I had written over here something, and I type over here control and right, it takes me here. It didn't go to XFD, it stopped in between because it spanned across the empty cells and it took me to the first entry which was written something. Now if there was some more text written in these cells and I was here, then when I press the control and right arrow key, it will span across all the written cells and come to the first entry beyond which there is nothing written. And then now if I press control right again, it will go to the last cell again. Okay, so this way you can use the control key along with any of the arrow keys to navigate your worksheet. So this is it. Then okay, to navigate between the different worksheets, I told you control page up and page down. If you have many worksheets, like see here you have sheet 3 is there. If I say control page up, see you can see this, we are on sheet 3 right now. Okay, if I say control page up, it has gone in sheet 2. You can see this, see here. If I press control page up again, it takes me to the first one. Page down will take me to the next one, like this. Okay, so if I want to rename a worksheet, I right click on this cell over here, I say rename and I rename it. All this is very simple, most of you have mastered all this. Okay, so suppose if I say demo 3, so I can write any name given over here. If I want to add a sheet, I add it with a plus mark here. If I want to delete a sheet, I right click and I say delete over here, and that sheet will be deleted from that. Okay, and so these are the ways you can navigate over here. You can even, along with the renaming option, you also have an option of coloring the tabs. So if I right click over here and I click on tab color and I choose any color here, so you will see that when you will not see the color immediately here, but when you change the sheet tab here, you will be able to see the color here. So you can have those sheet tabs as colored different colors. Okay, so to navigate it becomes easier in that manner. So this is we have covered the first chapter. While we are at it and we are in Excel, I will not show it to you through the PPT. I will just show you a demo of auto sum. I will show you a demo of auto fill and custom lists. Okay, so for example, suppose I'll just select this and delete it first. Okay, now suppose I type over here a 1 and I type 2 over here and I select both these cells. Okay, I have to select, after typing I have to select, then move my mouse pointer to the plus over there, to the bottom right corner. There is a dark cell there. When I take my mouse pointer and put it on that, it changes to a plus, and I will drag it here, so automatically it fills over here. Similarly, if I have any range of numbers, suppose if I type over here 101 and the next one is 201, then uh, you can have over here. Okay, see, if I select this and I will copy it across, it will show me 301, 401 and so on. Okay, similarly, if you have over here Monday over there, and if I type over here, if I just will fill this across, it gives me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Similarly, if I say over here Jan and I type over here and I drag it across, I get the names of the months here. If I type in full form, this feature is known as autofill. We have already seen many demonstrations of this. If I just fill it like this, you give me, and once that list is over, if I've dragged it more, it will continue with the same list again. And it is not necessary I should always begin with the starting. I can even type with a March here, okay, and then if I drag this, it will give me all this, okay, like this: March, April, May, June, and so on. And so this was names of the week, and you also saw the months and the names of the week over here. Now suppose if I have something like quarter 1, QTR 1, and I type over here QTR 2, okay, so I can select that. See, I can select, since I have given it a pattern, Excel will be able to recognize this also. See this. So it has given me quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Okay, it is only giving up to 4 quarters. Okay. Similarly, suppose if I say, let us see if it is working with class 1. If I say class 1, class space 1, and I give over here class 2, let us see whether it will give me class 3 and so on. So if I select this and I drag this across down, so see this, it has found a pattern over there and it has given me all this. Okay, so it does like this, right? So Excel is able to do all this. We have also seen how to create my own custom list. So if I have a list of students in my class whom I want to, like I just type in one name and I want to drag it across, and all the names of the class students should come there. So I can create a custom list for it. And we have seen how to do that. I go in file, then I click on options. After going in file, I have to go in more. In your case, you will see options directly because this is Office 365. I have to click on more and then options. And then in options, I have to go to advanced. In advanced, there is over here, when you will scroll down, you will see general over here. See, in the general category, you will see edit custom list. So if I go in edit custom list and I type in a list over here, whatever list, okay. So suppose if I type over here a list like, let's say, Ram, then Sham, Geeta, Rita, Sita, Lalita, Poonam, Ruksar, uh, Sumati, and so on. Okay, so if I say add over here, this will get added to my list over here. And now if I type any of the list names over here, this has been created in my list. Now whenever I type something from this list, like there's a name called Ram over here. Now from Ram, if I select and I just drag this over here, I will get the list of the custom list I have created, and I can get data like this also. So this is custom list. Okay, so we have covered a lot of things in today's. I've covered both the chapters basically. A few things from the second chapter of Excel, more on Excel. A few things have been left over, but we have covered mostly everything in both the chapters. So you can. This video would be an entire summary of the entire Excel for this particular year for you in the seventh standard. In eighth standard, you will be learning very more, more interesting features of Excel. You will be learning in the eighth standard. Okay. So I want you to at least the current whatever we have in the syllabus, that you should be very very thorough with it. Okay. So and that can only happen only if you continue to practice and give uh, do all your assignments on time. Okay, so I think we will close here for today. Okay, so read your chapter and practice.